We're just not getting set up.
All right. There ain't no issue there. All right, guys. I understand you have a special guest on today. I'm going to step aside and let you guys do your thing. How about that?
Yes, sir.
And I'll be back at the half with some music. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go. All right. We have dead air here.
Oh, I'm sorry, William. It's our fault. We are we're still putting on headphones. I'm sorry the changeover took a little longer, but we're ready. My bad.
Okay. All right. I'll step aside.
Well, William, I want to thank Miss Kelsey Thomas for being with us today. She is our special guest here on the Teens Talk Truth radio show. She's actually a friend of Alex's from high school. They've been friends for a while, so they're going to introduce her, but she is a very gifted young lady. I'm very impressed by her bio. And so the kids are going to have fun with one of their peers from somebody they see every day who has a lot to share with us today. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to the boys so that they can tell you a little bit more about Kelsey.
All right.
Good morning, Kelsey. We're still pulling stuff up, so yeah, we're figuring stuff out. So
why don't I do this?
Mr. Brown?
Good morning, Kelsey.
Let's play this. All right after this song.
Gift from God, divine kamikaze. It will take when I look, nani. That will take you surprisingly shiny. You is one of one that I've seen in this world. One of one, and you breaking the scale. Classy lady, ain't shaking your tail. You good with the Lord, now you ringing the bell. I wanna see what's beyond the veil. We can run away, I swear I won't tell. It's our little secret. We can run away, I swear I won't tell. In too deep, your words can be a nail. Sit tight, I'm sending my heart in the mail. I like when you speaking to me, made me nervous. I got you, I like when we talking in person. I got you, chasing that back up in earnest. I got you, best card of declining, you earned it. You dress to impress, you dress to impress. Yeah, you dress to impress, dress to impress, dress to impress. Girl, you look pretty in a sundress.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for Teens Talk Truth Radio.
Good morning, everybody. We got London Willie Baker. Start us off.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm London, and welcome to the Teens Talk Truth radio show. We discuss hot topics affecting teens in our society today, but first, we want to give a shout out to Positive Teens in the News, which will be presented by me. So we have a story of a U.S. citizen named Kenny Lainez Ambrosio, who was falsely arrested by Florida State Highway Patrol. All right. On the morning of May 2nd, 18-year-old U.S. citizen Kenny Lainez Ambrosio was driving to his landscaping job with his mother and two friends, and they were pulled over by the Florida Highway Patrol. An officer asked everyone in the van for identification and later called for backup. Moments later, U.S. Border Patrol officers in tactical gear arrived. A video recorded by Lainez shows the situation escalating quickly, officers putting one man in a chokehold, using a stun gun on another, and telling Lainez, quote, "You've got no rights here, amigo brother." After the arrest, the video captures officers joking about stun gun use, calling it funny, and even mentioning a $30,000 bonus. The confrontation began when a female officer asked in Spanish if anyone in the van was in the country illegally. One man said yes, and the officers immediately moved in. Ambrosio recalls an officer reaching through the van's window, opening a door, and grabbing his friend by the neck. His other friend was pulled out, ordered to put your head down, and stunned with the taser. Ambrosio says his friend didn't resist and didn't, quote, understand English. He said, "My friend didn't do anything before they grabbed him." The video's audio picks up officers laughing and joking about the stun gun use, and even saying, quote, "We're going to end up shooting some of them." Later, they cheer and yell nice and talk about a $30,000 bonus again. Ambrosio was charged with obstruction without violence, ordered to complete 10 hours of community service and 4-hour anger management course while in custody. He says officers threatened to charge him if he didn't delete the video from his phone. He refused. His lawyer calls the charges retaliation for filming the incident, saying there was no interference, just the exercise of a legal right to record.
I gotta say, guys, that I think that young man was very, very brave to stand up to some armed police officers who were basically, sounds like being, brutal in their arrest of someone whose only crime was that they came to this country for a better life. Do you guys, since I think this young man was 18 years old, which is like right there in your age group, you guys think that this was one of those things that's affecting kids even more than we realize it's affecting you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because like racism truly is like it's a reoccurring topic. Definitely, it affects everybody. Like even in this call, like definitely like get pulled over just for profiling. Like I've seen it happen. It could have happened to me, but it really just it's an ongoing problem. Definitely.
Do you think he could have stood up, the way that he did?
Well, I feel like yeah. I mean, it really just depends on the person, definitely, because like certain people have different ways of standing up. Like I know some people that probably would have just like went like the tech route and like recorded and like been peaceful and just recorded or something like that, and then it would have just like spread on social.
Spread on social media. Yeah, I get it. Well, I applaud that young man and for sticking to his guns and not giving in and doing what he could to bring awareness to this growing problem that we've been having in this particular country with people being mistreated. But all right, I won't overtalk it. I'll let you guys get to the next point.
All right, back by popular demand. It's what had happened was. I don't know why it's so popular. It's not funny in my opinion, but here we go. Today we're talking about a Kraken mascot that was chased by a grizzly bear. A bear confronted the NHL team's mascot during a fishing expedition in Alaska, but luckily everyone skated away before anyone was attacked. A bear briefly chased the mascot for pro hockey Seattle Kraken in a furry face-off before the grizzly goon let the sea troll skate away unharmed. Boy, I hope I'm saying that right. The official costume cheerleader of the NHL's a relatively new franchise in Seattle, and Kraken forward John Hayden were spreading their team's goodwill in Alaska and doing some fishing in Katami National Park. That's when the ferocious mammal approached to go on the attack, forcing Boyd, Hayden, and the line mates to clear the zone. Now, the video, it showed the bear like running after him for a little bit and then like backing away and going on to mind its own business. And then some people on the news commented on it, talking about when you see a bear, you have to let it know you're human. And then they started waving their arms up and down, talking about, hey, I'm human.
That's so stupid.
Therefore, I hypothesize that what had happened is the bear realized that this was a human before that even had to happen. Because he could sense the aura of the mascot and how strong he was, and he didn't want to mess with that because it was on a whole different power level from the bear.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I was, it's a bunch of,
I'll put it this way. I think the bear would have mauled. I think the bear thought he had something to eat. He didn't know what it was, but it was big and it was furry. And the bear was like, "I can take you. I think I can eat that."
Yeah, copper 5.
Right.
All right. All right. Well, let's see. We got is Kelsey in here? Okay. Oh, she. I think she's in here. She just turned her camera off. Kelsey, are you gonna turn your camera on or no?
She was there. I think she may have actually. I think we may have lost her for a moment. She might have difficulties logging in, so we'll hopefully be able to get her back in a moment. I will say this. I don't think waving your arms at a bear is the right thing to do. I think if you see a bear yelling at the bear that I'm human and waving your arms, it's probably saying, "Come get me." That's what it seems like to me. I would run. That's my advice.
All right, London's over there just laughing. he just died laughing. But without further ado, how we doing today, Kelsey? Hello everyone. My name is Wendell Roberts. Our guest today is Kelsey Thomas. Kelsey is 17 years old and she's been friends with Alex since junior high school. Growing up, Kelsey developed a passion for art and storytelling since 4th grade. By the time she was in junior high, she worked on personal projects with writing and published 2 fantasy novels called The Two Kingdoms and The Call of the Wolves, which I saw that one when I was younger. So that's actually pretty cool. They're both available on Amazon, of course. Kelsey is currently taking a break from writing novels, but she still creates stories through drawing and drawing characters. In the future, Kelsey wants to work for the industry as a character designer for movies, films, games, and TV. It's pretty cool, Kelsey. If you want to be part of Kelsey's journey, you can follow her on Instagram at _kels.art. That's KELS.ART.
How you doing, my friend?
Yep.
All right, Kelsey. So we have some questions for you. First, what inspired you to write books?
What was your inspiration for writing books, madam?
I can't hear any sound.
Oh, is there?
Oh, can you hear? Can you hear it now? Can you hear us now? Type in the chat. Can you hear us now, Kelsey? Oh gosh.
I can hear, but it's breaking up.
Okay. Tell us a little about yourself. Can you do that?
Can you look in your chat? Do you have your chat, right? You can see in the chat. Chat box? Chatterino? No? Okay, so we're gonna type it in the chat for you.
Kelsey, I apologize about the technical difficulties that you can't hear us clearly, but what we're gonna do is send you questions over in the chat.
It's okay.
Box. Okay. All right, thank you. So tell us, while we do that, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got interested in writing. Can you hear me? Can you tell us a little about yourself?
She can probably hear you, London. Try to say, ask the question. Does she hear you? It might just be our reception.
Kelsey, can you hear me?
Do you want me to type the answer in the chat or do you want me to say it?
Say it out loud if you don't mind. Vocalization.
Yeah, You can say it out loud, Kelsey. Go ahead and just tell us your answer. And London, if she can hear you, go ahead and tell her to say it out loud.
Kelsey, are you able to hear me?
About myself?
Yes. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Tell us about yourself.
Hello?
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and tell us about yourself, Kelsey. Go ahead. Can you hear it? And you can speak and tell us anything about what got you interested in writing. Did y'all write? Type that in the chat.
I'm typing it into the chat so you can get a clear answer from me.
Okay. No, we need you to say it out loud, Kelsey. You don't need to type your answer. We just want to make sure you can get the question since you can't hear us. So just go ahead and tell us out loud.
Okay, so my name is Kelsey Thomas. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior at Eastham High School. And my passion for what I want to do in the future is to be a character designer for games, movies, film, etc. And yeah.
Very interesting. So, like, what inspired your journey? If you don't mind me asking.
So, I was reading a lot of stories with like fantasy stories, and I realized that there wasn't really a lot of stories that was dealing wanted to read about, which was more about fantasy. It was more about like action or romance. Those are cool. Write my own stories that I wanted to read. And that's why I started my love for actually wanting to write a book. And my latest one that I wrote is The Two Kingdoms. And it's about this girl named Wolverine. Kind of related to me, but is influenced into my characters. And while I don't write books anymore, I still draw characters that relate to kind of how like my experience. And in the future, of course, I want to be part of the animation industry with character design and things like that. So I'm basically writing stories in my characters.
So like DreamWorks, that type of thing. Okay. So our next question is what is the book about? That's the what? Like the other book.
Did they send you another question?
Yeah. Your other book. I think that's really nice though. The main character being named Wolverine. You know, my favorite superhero. Well, I guess like anti-hero is Wolverine, but you know, I guess it's not important right now. But I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, he's a real hero, but you know, he ain't peaches and sunshine. Oh, definitely. I say if you killed somebody before, that's an anti-hero. But you know, hey, that's not the point. But do you see the question? London, you there? Yeah, she probably can hear you. Keep your mic unmuted if you can, London. That'll help us a lot.
You said that there were books that you didn't want, that you didn't see books you wanted to read. What kind of books did you want to read, Kelsey? when you decided before you decided to write your own book? What one that pertained to what? Her journey? Ah, okay. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear her say that. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Now the other book that you've written, I think she said she's written two. What was the name of the second book?
Okay. Kelsey, she muted her mic. Kelsey, you there?
Your Wi-Fi is kind of going down a little bit. Are you? I believe you're on mute, Kelsey. If you're trying to talk, you're on mute. Can you unmute? Doing okay here, Alex? What you thinking right now? What's going on in Alex's world right now?
Oh, thank you so much for putting me on the spot. First off, I'm just hoping we can get these technical difficulties sorted out so we can have an actually good show.
Yeah, definitely. Cause I really don't know whether or not it's our end, or is it it's just a lot of. Well, actually, I feel like it's probably hers because the Wi-Fi is kind of the frames are skewed.
Well, it's probably both of our ends because she can't hear us and she was cutting out on our side too. So,
Well, young man, now you.
Hey guys, this is what we're going to do. Let's go to a song, and somehow, if you guys can communicate with Chelsea to go to is it Kelsey?
Yes,
Is it
Kelsey.
Kelsey, can you hear me? Okay. Somehow, if you guys can communicate with her to go to settings and go to audio.
Can you hear me
and make
now?
Sure that, yes.
We
Can you hear me?
you now?
Kelsey?
We can hear you. Can you hear us, Kelsey? I don't think she
Her
can
mic
hear
is
us.
muted.
Okay.
Her mic
Go ahead and
is
go to
muted.
the song, William, and we'll contact her. And what do you want us to
And tell her go into settings. Yeah, let's do
go
this.
into?
I'm going to go to the song.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks.
All right. All right.
We'll be back. Okay, I want this one. Okay, let's do this. Okay, it's not doing me. It's not giving me what I want. Okay.
Slide down. You know I want you around. Late at night, I need you in my life, girl. So I say, hey, slide down. I want you around. Yeah, you know how it is around town, babe. Slide down.
Chilling at home all alone on a Saturday night, wishing you were here, ring you up by mic. We could watch movies or clips on the reels late at night, or if you're feeling romantic, we can stare at the moonlight. I seen you round town and I know you seen me. It got me thinking that just maybe this ain't meant to be. So before we call it quits, for the one time, I wanna show you that I'm still yours and I want you to be mine.
Slide down. You know I want you around. Late at night, I need you in my life, girl. So I say, hey, slide down. I want you around. Yeah, you know how it is around town, babe. Slide down.
but I sensed it from the start. You just kept breaking my heart. We'd be better apart. Don't you? I don't wanna fight. I just want some time for my own. I don't wanna fight. Please stop calling my phone. I don't wanna fight. I just want some time for my own. I don't wanna fight. Please stop calling my phone. You keep ringing me again like day after day. How can I move on in life if you wanna stay? I know it takes some time to heal. How much will you take? If I pick up even once, then what will you say? You keep calling, you keep calling, you keep calling, you keep calling my name. You keep calling, you keep calling, you keep calling. You always calling my phone. I just want some time for my own. I don't wanna fight. Please stop calling my phone. I don't wanna fight. I just want some time for my own. I don't wanna fight. Please stop calling my phone. I loved you. That part was real. I just need time to heal.
All right, we're back. Teens Talk Truth. All right, guys. Now, let's see if Kelsey can hear us now. Kelsey,
How
can
you
you
doing,
unmute
Kelsey?
your mic,
Sorry
please?
about that.
Her mic is muted. I'm not sure what she can hear us or not. I think she's having some technical difficulties there. Kelsey, unmute your mic.
Kelsey, can you hear us?
She looks frozen there. Okay, there we are. Okay, mic is muted again. Okay. Okay, Kelsey.
How you doing, Kelsey? Sorry about that. We had some internet turbulence, definitely, and we're just trying to make sure you're okay now. Can you hear us? We good? Mic check, mic check. Can you hear us? Are you frozen there?
Yeah, she still looks frozen there. Okay. Well, while we're on the topic of books,
Yeah.
Wendell and Alex, what
Can
type
you
of
hear
books do you guys like to read?
Oh wait, hold on. I think she just had a breakthrough there. Hello, Kelsey, there?
Oh, she's moving now.
She's on the move. Hello.
Yeah, I think she's having some
Okay,
internet problems.
We'll let her get herself together. But London, we're talking about books here, though. You know.
Okay,
We'll let her get herself together. But London, we're talking about books here, though. You know. Like,
That's another shop. I do.
Can you hear us?
yes,
Kelsey.
yes, but
It's very choppy.
I still can't hear.
It's chopping.
Okay.
Can you hear my voice through the phone? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I can.
Okay, William, can you hear her through the phone?
Yes, I can.
Okay, William,
Okay.
can you hear her through the phone?
Yeah, I can hear that. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to ask her questions through the
Okay.
through the
Well,
phone.
we're gonna
And
ask her
hopefully that'll work.
questions through the phone. Hopefully that'll work.
Mind, can you mute?
Okay.
Kelsey, if you don't mind, can you mute?
Well, no, I mean she
Okay.
can. Okay. All right, Kelsey. I'm sorry about that. Now we're gonna hopefully be able to get you to come through clear, and you can hear us clearly. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Well, now that we're here, definitely this is a ride, ain't it? But I guess we'll start on our third question then. So like, You told us about basically the thesis behind your first book. What about Call of the Wolves? What is that one about? Tell us more about that one.
I wrote that, I think, about when I was 9 years old. I think during that time, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I did love wolves. So I decided to incorporate that into as my first book. And what that is about, it's about this girl who is trying to find her identity as a wolf girl. And she recently discovered that she was a wolf girl. Um, I believe I don't remember, but I have not read that book in a while. But it is about her being a wolf and discovering her family as also wolves too. And it's more about self identity, and that's what I decided to for myself as someone that does want to have like some sort of spiritual identity. So I put that into that character, and that's what I usually do with all of my stories. I usually pour myself into different characters that have their own experiences, their own environment, but my internal values are still in there.
Interesting. So if you don't mind me being frank, so it's like a like a Harry Potter, but like a furry type Harry Potter. Like, Harry Potter, he found out about, how he was, the magic, and he found out his family was like magic. But yours, furries, you use a furry and found out, yeah. So it's like so would you say that like, did you get your inspiration from like Harry Potter books? Like, where did you get your, like, who was the author that, like, yeah, so what made you, where was that?
So I didn't really read a lot of fantasy books. I just read a lot of just books in general. But it's usually more so like on social media when, like, I guess when furries was such a big thing and I wanted just to do something fun about it. But when I was writing this story, I didn't even know I was going to have it into a book. So during that time, I was just having fun, just writing whatever. And it turned out that it was something that I really enjoyed, that I really loved to do. So I kept writing and writing, and then my mother found out about the story, and then she was like, "We need to turn this into a novel. We need to turn this into a book." And I was like, "Okay." So I just went on my computer and I kept writing and writing, and we found an editor that was able to help us to edit the book, and that was how we turned it into a first book. And at the time, I was very proud of my story, but looking back, I realized how far I've gone into my writing skills. And yeah, basically.
You want to know what the funny thing about that is? So, like, I have an Aunt Florence, right? She used to bring me books all the time. Like, it was very cool. Like, she's a really nice aunt. Like, Aunt Ma, she used to bring me books to like read when I was younger. And she actually brought me a copy of one of your books when I was younger. Like, because we're in the same grade, so she literally brought me one of your books, and I remember it was called The Wolves. And she was like very impressed by she was very impressed that you were so young and you had a published book, and she told me to read it. And I'm not gonna lie, back then I did not read books. I was kind of, but but that was very cool though. It's like a full circle moment. That's very cool though. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Kelsey. So, have you ever experienced writer's block before?
Yes. I mean, with my art, I kind of have like an art block and a writer's block. But with writing, some things it just comes naturally to me, and then like other times it's just I need to get away from writing, and then when I have something that comes to my mind, or I have an idea that I get from like YouTube or Instagram, I would come back and I would like write different things. But sometimes it would take me until like before I go to bed to really think about how would this story progress. And I have a lot of writer's block at times, and then there are times when it's just ideas just keep coming. So really, in anything that people do, they would have some sort of block in their life to create something. But with writing, yeah, definitely.
Very true. Very true.
So, about your stories, you told us that like you wrote them like and without the intention of them becoming books, but did you I guess what I'm trying to say is like, did you have drafts for these stories, or did you just write them as you went?
Like a rough draft, or did you just?
I just write them as I went. I think with the Call of the Wolves, I started actually writing on my Samsung's notes on my phone, just for fun. And then, like, it's just when my mother found out, that's when I actually started writing like on the computer about it. But with the Two Kingdoms, I believe I was starting to write on that on paper in my journal. It was just like just some sort of short story, and then I became more invested in the story. So I just kept writing, and I kept writing, and I kept writing, and it just every day at school I would just add more stuff. And that's when I had sort of like an actual draft of my journal. I decided to put that on the computer. So that's where I was just I think I edited and tweaked some stuff that was from my journal, but then I put it on Word Doc. And then ever since then I just kept adding. So that's kind of how I like the foundation of how my writing builds.
Interesting.
Lon, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I actually do. Can she hear me on that end?
What's your question?
I don't think she can hear you, so ask the question to this and I'll say it.
All right. So back to writer's block. She said she when she suffers through writer's block, she has to like get a step away from writing. I just wanted to know like what like is there like specific things that she does to get over that writer's block? Like is there specific things that she does to overcome that?
Oh, okay.
Are there specific things that you do to get over your writer's block? London asked that. If you can.
I think when I was mentioning before, usually I just I play the piano. Well, that's another thing. I play the piano, and sometimes when I listen to music, that kind of gives me more insight of like how I want the story to go. And sometimes I listen to music just on my phone in general as I'm writing, and that actually gives me a lot of inspiration, and it actually gives me more motivation to write. Because I think there was one time when I was writing the Two Kingdoms, there was a scene where I was listening to some fantasy music, and as I was writing, I started to cry. Actually, I was like in so many tears as I was like writing the story, and I was like, this is like such a great moment while I'm writing this, and like I'm hearing this music, and I can actually imagine it in my head with the music. And so those are also one of the things sometimes that I do is I usually like to listen to a lot of music as I'm writing.
Interesting.
I can relate to that because I make stuff all the time too. Mainly like ideas for video games. And like when I do, usually I'm listening to some sort of music because music can be like a really big help painting the pictures that you want in the video game, like how you want it to work and whatnot. But like when it comes to like, because I do get like creators block and all that stuff. So like when I actually do that, I just work on the old stuff that I already have. I'll play music that I played before that I've like already like stuck the image onto, for lack of a better word. And I'll just like work on those to make them better, just like tweak them a little bit until like something new comes to me. That's usually what ends up happening.
Wait, that's pretty interesting though. You're multi-talented. You play the piano. I heard that one. So what do you have like a certain jingle you like to play specifically on the piano?
I like to play mostly like classical music. I think when I was taking piano lessons, I was mostly playing like gospel, but then I wanted to play different types of music. So I just play different music from different pop stars like Bruno Mars, I think Sabrina Carpenter, and people like that. And I decided I wanted to be more invested in playing the piano. And also I read music. So sometimes I will look up sheet music and try to print them out and try to learn them and learn the notes. And I think one song that I really enjoyed was playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland. So things like that. I just like to play different types of music that sticks with me, music that it kind of resonates with me. So things like that.
Very interesting. Cameron's not here, but I think y'all two would get along playing the piano, just playing it together. It sounds like a great segment.
Well, I would like to say this. I am very, very impressed with you, young lady. You did something that let me just put it this way. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I'm a person who loves to read as well as to write, but I didn't think I had it in me to be a writer. So unlike you, I kind of smothered my gift because I didn't think I would be good enough at it. So it wasn't until I was an adult that I published my first book. And
Congratulations.
thank you, congratulations to you. But I'm very, very proud of you for using your gifts so that the Lord can multiply them, because the more you use it, the more he blesses it. And if you don't mind, I know some people, some writers who have podcasts and whatnot, who need to get to know you and get your book out there a little bit more. So I would like to recommend you to be on somebody else's platform so that they can interview you, as well as get more of about your books out there to a larger audience so more people can buy them. If that's all right with you, it's got to be your choice.
That's okay. Yes, that's fine.
That's fine. Well, I'm glad you're into it. Now, you said you don't write anymore. It sounds like you're writing all the time, though. So is it just that? Say what?
Sometimes I write like different short stories, but I don't turn them into a novel. But I'm actually using that as building stories, like building worlds for my characters, where there's like a short story that I wrote, and I decided to actually draw the characters and like come back to them later when I draw other characters. So that's kind of what I usually do.
Okay, awesome. So are you giving up on writing novels altogether, or is it just not, you just haven't written one in a while?
I would say I haven't written one in a while, but I do plan to maybe write like maybe a novel in the near future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we would love to help you promote your work, because I believe you are a very talented young lady and your voice needs to be heard. I think the young men want to say something, but I just had to tell you that.
So you mentioned that you draw earlier, right? I try to draw, but my art is subpar. So do you have any not just advice for me, but like advice for people that are trying to get into art?
I would say don't compare yourself to others, because that is exactly what I did for myself. I used to hate art when I was in elementary, and that was only because I chased perfection instead of progression. I compared myself to others because they drew better than me. They made things better than me. They molded things better than I did. They crafted things better than I did. And I always looked at them and thought, I will never make perfect art. And I thought art was supposed to be perfect. But as I got older and I saw how different people was drawing in different art styles, I decided that I wanted to do something like that. And they were drawing anime, I was drawing anime, like the things that they were liking. And I realized that I wanted to keep drawing. So I drew and I drew. And there were times I wanted to give up. And then I was like, no, I really want to just keep going. So I just kept going. I watched YouTube videos, TikTok art videos, Instagram. And from there, I just got better and better. And I realized that this was something that I kind of wanted to do as a job. Like, I want to make art as a job. So I experimented with different things like 3D animation, 2D animation, concept art, splash art. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of do character design because I love to draw characters and I was good at it already. So why not? So that's kind of where I am right now.
Wow, very very well spoken. That one part is kind of slipping my brain right now, but I was like, yo, that's a pretty nice quote. You got anything to say, London? What we thinking over there?
I mean, I was also taken aback by that quote. It was in the moment. I can't remember what it was, but it really resonated. And I think that's
it's perfection versus progression.
Perfection versus progression.
Yeah,
I like that. That can go with not just art, but like anything, anything in life. I like that.
That's a song lyric.
It's a song lyric.
I'm gonna take that one, Kelsey. I'll take it.
Well, I gotta say, young lady, I too picked up on that perfection versus progression, and you sound wise beyond your years. And again, I am very, very impressed by all that you have accomplished just so far. I cannot wait to see how bright your future is going to be and all the things that you're going to do in life, especially with the drawing. I know people who can draw very well and don't think they can, like the person who said he couldn't a minute ago. I think his what I have seen before looked nice. It's better than what his mom can do. Let's just put it that way. But that was my problem too as a young person. I compared myself to the people that I love to read. I love to read Toni Morrison. I love to read Stephen King. You know, Zora Neale Hurston's like, I can't write like them, but I can write like me. That's what I realized, that my gift is in my voice, and it's not supposed to sound like theirs. It's supposed to sound like mine, and it's for the people who my voice will resonate with. So the fact that you figured that out already at so young an age, wow. I am very impressed, and I hope you continue in that train of thought as you go along your journey, because a lot of people don't get there until they're old and they've missed a whole lot because their thinking was wrong. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
I can tell London just has a lot to say, but hey, the show run over, ain't it?
9 minutes left. Go on, say what you want to say.
You got something to say, London?
I ain't got nothing to say. I mean, I'm just really impressed because I didn't even know anything. Like, I knew she made books and stuff, but I didn't know she like was this in depth about the creative process and like what she does and playing the piano. She just like you're an all around creative person.
Guru.
Like that. Yeah, that.
Says he's very impressed with you, Kelsey. I know you can't hear him.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, I have one more thing. You said you like anime. I'm a woman that likes anime too. And it's by force, because my husband and my kids forced it on me, but now I love anime. So girls who like anime unite over here.
Hold on. Okay, so what advice would you give to other young authors?
I would say to not listen to when people when they say like I want to write, and like other people are like, why would you want to do something like that? Like that seems boring, like go on and do it, because when you get older, you realize that you have so many stories to tell that, might resonate with a lot of other people. And I feel like the more inspiration that people get from you, I feel like that really builds a deep connection with, like, as a community. And people that look down on you, they're going to realize that, man, like, they have this whole community. Like, they might be lonely, things like that. They might be lonely, and they might find out they want to be part of your community. And I just think that, just keep like, actually just start writing whatever's on your mind. Journaling, like that could be like a thing you could do, like therapy. It can be like, writing can be like your therapy. You might not always have to write a novel, but I think writing in general, it makes you in a safe space against the outside world.
Sounds like you can be a news reporter.
I don't want to, but maybe.
We'll take it.
I think you sound like you know what you want to do with your life already. Like you got this thing on lock, and that is rare for somebody so young to know what they want to do and to be going for it the way that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So last question, I believe. So what was the most challenging part of writing your book? Like, you've talked about all this strive, um, uh, the progression bar, all that stuff. You know, so what was the most challenging part? Like, what really made you like? You mentioned giving up and sometimes and losing, your spark, but you gained it back. So, like, what was the most challenging part of writing both books? Like, what made you? What was the what was this the what was the sword?
Well, I would say there are times too when I do stop and I don't come back. And that was kind of like the thing I did after I wrote The Two Kingdoms. I started and then, well, after I did my novel, I was going to write a book about myself, but I just haven't really started doing that. And it was because a lot of schoolwork, outside personal stuff, and I kind of lost motivation. I kind of got a little lazy, but I lost some motivation. But I still wanted to write. So what I did was, instead of just putting pressure on myself to, you must write this novel, you must write this book, I decided to try to make it in a more less pressured way by actually wanting to actually enjoy writing. So I just did short stories instead. And that's kind of what I did. I would say that's the hardest part being, because I think before, it was from a week to a month to 5 months to a year to 2 years to 3 years. I still haven't started on my book. And I just think about it to myself all the time, like, when will you write this book about yourself? And I just never really gotten to really start that. So I just decided to write short stories and stuff instead. So that's kind of like the path that I'm on right now.
So basically, juggling.
Yeah, I'm juggling with it.
Yeah, sounds about right. You with editing, huh? Tell me about it. All right. Lundy, you got any questions? Any
No,
takeaways? Anything?
I mean,
Coils?
Well, we're in our last 4 minutes, so we know your book is available on Amazon because it says on the bio. But like, is there anywhere else it's available, like any stores or any other online platforms or anything?
No, not currently. No.
You should. You're very talented.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, you mentioned your Instagram. Do you have any other social media?
I did start a YouTube channel, but I think I kind of stopped on that. But I usually post most of my stuff on Instagram.
Well, I gotta say, for me, Kelsey, I love to write, but I hate the editing process when it gets to the time to publish. The editing, the rewrites, all that stuff, that's the part that I don't like. It's not fun. Writing is awesome. but but the getting to the final published work, that's the part that feels like work, instead of feeling like fun. But again, very, very impressed with you, and you will be hearing from me, because I'm going to try to get you interviews with other people that I think need to know about you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What parting words do you have for anybody who's listening? Any teens that may be thinking about wanting to take a similar path, or have other kind of dreams. They might have hoop dreams or music dreams or something. What's your parting advice?
I would say always keep God first in whatever decision that you want to do, because you might want to you might want to go on the route with music, or you want to go on the route with art or science or anything, but you always need to keep God first, because God will always lead you in the right direction, and he will always open doors wherever you go, and he also will close doors that you might not need to go. So he is the main direction that you need to always have in your heart.
I agree. Good job. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, young lady.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, this was a great conversation. Very well spoken, very, very great lady. It was nice. It was nice having you on the show.
Thank you. It was nice that I was here and I was giving some advice that hopefully you guys learned. So
London, you got any parting words for our guest here? All right, and London doesn't have anything. Not a zilch. All right, Alex, take it away.
I still do those.
You still do those.
We still do those.
Three takeaways.
Have a great weekend. Buy Kelsey's books and support her Instagram and her channel. And Window and London, get your act together.
Copper 5.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to the Teens Talk Truth Radio Show with Alex, Cameron, London, and Wendell. And we really do appreciate our special guest, Kelsey Thomas, taking the time to speak with us today. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back with more Teens Talk Truth. So you guys keep it locked right here. And don't forget to come back tomorrow, Sunday, for the Boomerang Radio Show hosted by William Ann Wooten Taylor, Dr. Cecilia Sims, and Mad Mike. We talk about whatever's working on William's nerves. I mean, we talk about, things that are important, like politics, any hot topics that are going on. Sometimes we keep it light, but we always have a good time. So you guys want to be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. for the Boomerang Radio Show, and then come back next Saturday for a new episode or rather, I take that back. Next weekend we'll be celebrating my birthday, but come back next week for the Eating as an Active Worship Ministries radio show and the Teens Talk Truth radio show on Saturday, starting at 11 o'clock a.m. And have a blessed weekend, everybody.
Y'all have a blessed
Hey, guys,
weekend.
thank you so much. Tell Kelsey I thoroughly enjoyed that. Very informative. I'm sorry we had some internet problems, but it was still very, very informative and inspiring. So, guys, keep it locked right here. If you like sports, come back in about an hour for the Studio W Sports page right here on the Buzz. Enjoy your Saturday.